The 2022 Toyota Land Cruiser J300 series has just been SPIED en masse and must be going into production. And today we're not only going to go over the design, but also detail the 5 different trim levels. We got full details on that, so grab your snacks and drinks and buckle in. And guys, smash the like button for the new Land Cruiser. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss all of my updates on the Land Cruiser, whether it's leaks, spy shots like this, or, I mean, the official unveil has to be like weeks away at this point, if not sooner. So let's get into these images. Holy smokes, guys, they're just lining up. They have to be in production, shipping to dealers worldwide. I don't know why it hasn't been officially unveiled. It seems to be bigger in the backside, or at least maybe that could just be the window design. It looks to be a little bit more substantial in the back. That's just my take on it. The front looks identical to the renders we've been getting for what seems like a year, maybe 2 years. So it is nearly spot on, and we're going to talk about what trim level this is in a little bit. Okay, another image, maybe a little bit better detail of the front grille. Again, more than likely someone was driving in their car just snapping photos, and yeah, we don't have great images, but I'll take them. We have kind of like the triple beam LED headlights like a Lexus. This grille design, this front bumper design was pretty much expected for over a year now, kind of like that wide U sort of design. And this is zooms out of the last photo we just looked at. So guys, there's just so many lined up. They all look to be the one with the 20-inch wheel option. I believe the Lexus LX 600 is supposed to have 22-inch wheels when we get that unveil or availability, maybe by the end of this year. Fingers crossed we get a new LX by the end of this year. I don't see why not, since the Land Cruiser is going to be out. So another look here, another zoomed in look of the Land Cruiser. Again, the 20-inch chrome wheels. Again, that's my estimation of what they are, and we'll get into the details in a little bit in terms of all the packaging. The hood looks so similar to the outgoing Land Cruiser and the outgoing LX, and the vehicle, you're not going to mistake it for anything else. I mean, this looks like a Land Cruiser through and through. We're going over to Instagram, Land Cruiser updates. He always has the latest in the Land Cruiser leaks, spy shots, etc., diagrams as well. So thank you for sharing this with us today. We have 5 different grades. GR Sport, so we kind of figured that was coming, but we didn't know it was going to be a GR Sport. We thought it was going to be a full-fledged GR model. That's still a possibility, so don't rule that out. But at launch, we have a GR Sport, which is the top of the line. As well as the ZX. ZX is also top of the line. They just serve different purposes. And then VX, AX, and GX. And you would see the V6 turbo, or the twin turbo V6, the V35A FTS is the base engine. Now I would say this is probably for Japan, because if we look over on this, we have this, it's all in Japanese. So this is probably the Japanese engine options and packaging options. It doesn't mean it's going to be the same around the world. And we have heard for the Middle East parts of the world that they are going to be getting the 1GR. I believe that's the 4-liter V6. So that is still going to be an option in some places. It's not until you get to the ZX and GR Sport that you're going to have the option of the 3.3-liter turbo diesel. And we're going to go over real quick the powertrain power outputs and torque outputs. So it could be either one of the two. This was my conservative estimation on the left, and on the right is the most recent estimations based on the recent leaks that we've been getting. So 308 horsepower is probably more than likely what it's going to be, and 506 pound-feet of torque. Toyota has said that this turbo diesel is going to be more potent than the outgoing 1VD 4.5-liter single or twin turbo diesel engine. So yeah, that's going to be quite incredible. 308 horsepower and a whopping 506 pound-feet of torque. And then zooming over to the side here, turbo V6, 400 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque. But they updated that, and we're going to be expecting 420 horsepower and 434 pound-feet of torque. So not that much different from the LS 500's power outputs of 416 horsepower and 442 pound-feet of torque. It's still kind of weird that the Land Cruiser has less pound-feet of torque than the LS 500, but it could be the power delivery of that torque could be, much lower in the rev range. So going back to the diagram of the options here, the number of passengers. So what I find really weird is that if you want the twin turbo diesel or whatever, it could be single turbo diesel, we don't know much about it yet, you're only going to be able to fit 5 people in it, whereas the V6 has 7 people standard. So I don't know why that is. Maybe it has something to do with the emissions, and maybe they can't fold the seats flat into the floor because they have additional equipment in there to reduce emissions on the diesel. That would be my guess, but I can't. If you guys can think of another reason why the twin turbo diesel or the upcoming TNGA diesel variant of the Land Cruiser will only have 5 people, definitely put that below. VDIM, I've never heard of it before, but Vehicle Dynamic Integrated Management System. The goal of VDIM is to support stability of the vehicle based on vehicle performance control technology. So I guess it just helps the vehicle handle better. And the stabilizer, so we have some interesting stabilizers here. Next generation KDSS, so that's no surprise that we're going to get a new generation of the kinetic dynamic stability control system, something like that off the top of my head. But linear solid AVS, adaptive variable suspension, so that's pretty cool. I can't wait to see which one of these is going to come to like the Lexus LX, for example. I would assume that the linear solid AVS, adaptive variable suspension, would be coming to the ZX because that would have ride height control, I would be assuming, where these other trims do not have the ride height control. Front differential. So this is pretty cool. On the GR Sport, you're getting a front differential lock and a rear differential lock on the GR Sport. So this thing is definitely tailored towards off-roading, and it has 18-inch wheels compared to the ZX, which is more of the luxury on-road model that has 20-inch wheels. And we have high brightness painting. If we go back to those images, if that isn't high brightness painting and 20-inch wheels, I don't know what that is. So that's the ZX trim, excuse me. And the VX will also be getting high brightness painting on the wheels, but smaller 18-inch wheels. And then 18-inch are the standard size, by the way. The street model, the ZX, is going to have sequential blinkers. The rest of them have LED blinkers. The grille and the bumper. So the GR Sport will have its own front bumper, and then the ZX is also going to have its own differentiation. So what we see here is unique to the ZX. On the base trim, the front seat is manual, so not even electric driver's seat. You can see that there's air conditioner on the higher trim, so heated and ventilated seats. Rear seats heated and ventilated on the higher trims, and the base one has a 60-40 ratio of splitting, so 60%, 40%, where the rest of them have a middle partition to fold down as well. Fingerprint authentication is standard on most of the trims and is an option on the base trim. So that is just really weird, but pretty cool that fingerprint is coming for the Land Cruiser. Now, remember, the back door is no longer a split design. We don't have a tailgate anymore, so we just have one power door. The ZX trim has a kick sensor, and it looks like the rest of them are the same. And then sunroof for the higher trims is remote control function, so I would assume either on your phone or your key fob, you'll have the ability to open up the sunroof, which makes a lot of sense if you're in a really hot climate. That's going to help vent the car out, cool it down a little bit quicker. So guys, I'll see you down in the comments about the Land Cruiser. The announcement has to be days, weeks away. I can't imagine, with it being in production right now, for them to not have an unveil soon. So make sure you're subscribed, stay tuned for the channel. And we got a couple more things to share today. Acura Type S origin story, a look back at Acura's Type S history. So they have a cool, about a 12-minute video. I'll sprinkle some of that in for you guys, but definitely check this out in the description below so you guys can check out the history of the Type S. I will be going to California to test out the TLX Type S. So guys, I just can't wait to share that with you. It'll be so much fun. And the brief Type S model history, at least here in America for Acura, was the 3.2 CL Type S, the 3.2 TL Type S, we had the RSX Type S, and then the last one we saw was the 2008 Acura TL Type S, which looked so sick with that rear exhaust. One of my favorite Type S's out there. And of course, like I said, we will be getting the new TLX Type S and the MDX Type S, don't forget that. I think that's coming this summer. Fingers crossed. So TLX Type S might come out just right before the MDX Type S. So it's pretty darn cool to have Acura coming back to performance, taking performance serious again. And one last thing, it's kind of sad news, guys. Over automotive news, Tokyo Auto Show cancels 2021 event, will rebrand as Mobility Show. First time the event has been canceled since its inception in 1954. It's pretty much when the Land Cruiser first came out as well. So wow, Tokyo Motor Show, rest in peace for 2021. And it's just kind of weird because we had the Shanghai International Motor Show and that didn't seem to have any issues. I don't know why Japan is having issues. They're too worried about COVID. It seems like China doesn't care. So it's frustrating. I was really looking forward to going to Tokyo this year for the International Auto Show, and it's not going to be happening. There could be a lot of reasons what's going on. I think what they're preferring to do now, and this is going to be happening to a lot of auto shows, is just digital reveals for individual products. Individual product can get a whole lot more spotlight if it's the only thing coming out in that week, for example. So Toyota can have a big announcement one week, and then Honda the next week, and then Nissan, and then Subaru. Like, they could play musical chairs with their big unveils. If all these companies do all their unveils at the Tokyo Motor Show at the same time, I feel like they lose the spotlight. That's just my theory what's going on, because everything is so digitalized now, they can get more attention and spend less money, because let's be real, these auto shows are very expensive for the manufacturers to get ready for and produce really nice exhibits for. So I think it's just maybe a cost-cutting procedure. I honestly don't believe that COVID is the only reason that they're canceling it this year. But guys, I don't know. I'm always looking for other reasons outside of what's given to us. I don't know if I ever really believe an article fully. Maybe that's just the tinfoil hat I have on my head. But guys, a little fired up. Tokyo Motor Show, International Auto Show is not happening. And yeah, I'm a little disappointed. But we did get Land Cruiser leaks today. So yes, we got something to hang our hats on. And guys, I'll end it there. Thank you so much for your support. I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Peace out.